Susan Slusser from the San Francisco Chronicle joining us right now. Susan, great to have you back on. Thank you for the time. And I'm going to go right to it because Giants fans have been asking us in the chat, what are the chances that the Giants win the Corbin Burnes sweepstakes in your mind? Do you want to give us a percentage before you explain?
Well, I hate to be boring. I'm going to say 50-50 because that's like the best cop out ever, right? I was right either way. Um, you know what? I've been told repeatedly it's in ownership's hands. So if the owners want to replace Blake Snell and give Buster Posey really something to work with after signing Willie Adamas, they'll do it. That price tag's going to be north of 240 probably. Million, obviously. That's going to be a lot, especially a starting pitcher. There are always risks, but I really think that the ownership seems like they back Buster pretty 100%. I texted with Greg Johnson, one of the owners, the principal owner, last week, and he said, we 100% support any smart decisions Buster makes. To me, replacing Blake Snell at the top of that rotation would be a very smart decision. So they're in the driver's seat if they want to do it. Obviously, Corbin Burnes played college baseball in the Bay Area at St. Mary's, knows the Bay Area. The Giants now have one of the best left side infield defenses in the game, great pitchers park, and they're putting together an interesting team that now has a few more offensive components too. Obviously, Adamas gives them more power, a little bit of speed. They're kind of talking again about maybe running a little more. They have the means to do it, I think, now with Tyler Fitzgerald, Willie Adamas. So they're an attractive team, I think, for a starting pitcher. So it's just going to be, will they pony up? Be awful fun if they did. If not, Buster Posey's been saying a lot of nice things about Roki Sasaki. A lot of nice things.
Well, good luck to him. All 30 GMs have been saying very nice things about the pitcher who could be a number one or number two starter who's costing pennies in the baseball world. But I agree, he's going to make his pitch. But let me get back to the big money man for a second. So first off, you said you spoke to ownership. My question is, where do you think the team is at now that Posey has taken over? Does it mean that the team might be more in the low to mid 200s range with their payroll million, of course, as well for a single season? Last year, I think they were in the 206 range with the Athletic article that I had written that said that they might take it down, let's see, more towards the high 100s. I don't know if you've got, any reporting on what the deal is now that Posey has taken over, but this team used to be more in the top five. If you look back like 2015, 16, 17, 18, and they fell off more to middle of the pack in the last several years.
I never got the impression they were going to significantly cut payroll. I think, especially last year, they didn't have any problem going over the luxury tax threshold. They obviously signed Snell late. They'd signed Jung-Hoo Lee. They added Chapman, Jorge Soler. They were fine with adding. And I think now with Buster, they would like to make a big splash. I really don't think this is a team with enormous resources. They don't just own their own ballpark. They also own all of that development south of the ballpark, which is now starting to get some pretty big clients. Some of the residences are open. It's kind of a money-making machine there. And of course, like every team, they've appreciated in value. They've got very owners with an awful lot of resources. I don't see payroll as being something that should or probably will keep them from trying to compete. Buster Posey has said repeatedly he wants to win. I think he wants to win now. Willie Adamas said he got that impression when he first spoke to him. That's why he wound up in San Francisco. To me, if that's your idea, you've got to go out and get Corbin Burnes. And if you don't, you sure as heck should be getting Sasaki.
You said about Buster making smart decisions with the money. Does that mean that Farhan Zaidi wasn't making smart according to ownership?
I don't think that there was ever any sense of that. I do think that there was frustration for everyone, Zaidi included, about the fact that the Giants kept finishing second on all the big name guys. You got to, that's a no-win situation. You got to go in. You've got to make your pitch. They did. They were willing to pay Ohtani what the Dodgers gave him. Obviously, they were willing to give Judge what the Yankees gave him, but they just can't coming up short. I don't think that that's anyone's fault. I don't necessarily even think that the Giants were getting used by free agents or what have you. It certainly can happen, but I think that was a major frustration, and there was just no way to say that was one person's fault or not one person's fault, but it led to a lot of frustration. And then we saw last year when they lose out on Ohtani, Zaidi made some very good and much cheaper deals than you might have imagined for guys like especially Snell, much lower than market value. So he did a pretty good job with what he could, given the fact he wasn't going to give those big name guys. Ownership, I think, wanted a new direction, but I don't think there was anything necessarily to tie any of Farhan's past deals to that.
Well, Farhan's coming on here on Wednesday, Susan, so we'll tell him that you said nice things about him, okay? So we'll let him know what a fan of his you are and how you saved them how you said he saved a bunch of money.
You know, AJ, I've known Farhan basically since his first days in baseball when he was with Oakland. So, I've seen him grow up in the game. But, if you're not going to get the top guys, you got to fill in around them. I think he always did a pretty good job of that. But look at the division they're playing in, you guys. That's the tough thing.
No excuses.
They could go out and get, that's what we said last year. Like, they could go out and get Snell, Chapman, Soler, Jung-Hoo Lee, trade for Robbie Ray and still finish fourth in the division. That's exactly what happened. The same thing could happen again this year. They could go out and get all of these guys and finish fourth in this division. It's just an incredible amount of talent at the top.
Perfect. All right, Susan. So the Farhan being let go and then them having Buster Posey take over. Is this a changing of the guard in their philosophy? It has to be, right? Like Farhan, with Gabe Kapler, I know Bob Melvin was there last year, but platoon heavy, try to find deals, in the margins, try to get guys. Now, Buster Posey is like, I just want good players. I know they're still using analytics, and I know they still want this, but it definitely seems like Buster Posey wants more of, here's my 9 guys we're going to battle with, and we'll take on your 9 guys.
Yeah, I do think, look, every team wants character guys, right? I think Buster Posey really wants gritty guys. There was a lot of talk the other day, and this it won't come as a surprise to anyone. During the Willie Adames press conference, he played in 161 last year, wanted to play 162. He wants those kind of guys. He wants guys that played like he did. Now, you can't get a roster of 26 Buster Poseys, but I think that's what he wants. He wants Chapman's, Adames's, guys who are going to go out and really fight and lift up their teammates and hold them accountable too, which is exactly what Buster did when he was a player. I think that's important for him. He's been willing to hire some guys who don't have a lot of executive experience, like Randy Wynn taking over player development. Former Giants, people kind of know what it is to play there, to live there, to be a part of the city. So there's a little bit of a shift. Now, obviously, Farhan Zaidi knew the city well. Bob Melvin knows the city well. They're very, longtime Bay Area residents and understand that kind of thing. And Melvin, of course, played for the Giants. But we are seeing a strong influx of some people associated with some of those Giants championship years. And I think that's the ethos they want back.
Susan, you didn't give Buster my phone number, I guess, because I played for the Giants. I didn't get a phone call to join the front office. What happened? My number's retired. My number's retired by the Giants.
Call Randy. I
must have been a digit off, AJ.
Oh, okay. It must have got lost in the email.
It's tough to get numbers.
It must be in my spam. It is very hard to get phone numbers of people that used to play in your organization.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure Buster would love to hear from you, AJ.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.